Good morning, Vietnam. Whoop, that's a little late for the game. I do remember wonderful Robin Williams. He was a funny character. Well, as we wait for the cartoon show again to start, with Amy Coney Barrett being grilled at the Senate for confirmation for the Supreme Court, which is inevitable. They should get nasty today. It's going to start in about 10 minutes or so. But before we get started, I wanted to go over and show you. Looky here. We got old Hunter. Where's Hunter? You know, that deal's going to blow sky high. Nancy Pelosi went ape shit yesterday. Good morning, America. This is Ramblin' Randy down here in the deep piney woods of East Texas, trying my very best to cover the southern perimeter. What a world we live in, eh? What a damn world that we live in today. Did you ever in your wildest dreams? Now, I've climbed up life's ladder and quite a ways, and I never thought I'd make it this far, but damn, when you get to this point here and you can look back and you can say 1980 seemed like just the other day, and people who wasn't even born then, they're pulling shit right here now. It's crazy as hell. And I thought that we were nuts. By God, the world's gone crazy. I mean, they're talking about this cat right here. This leftist cat right here is acting like he's going to do all this violent stuff. If the shit was really hit the fan, this is the kind of person right here that those like I guess you could say like me would just walk up within 1 second and he's meeting Gabriel. There's no need to even talk to this cat. Just take him out and that's it. People don't realize that this ain't no game to some folks that's been there, done that, and have that badge. This is horse shit. And if it gets much further, they'll see what cleaning the streets means like. And I hate to talk like that because it's not needed. We can win this battle by sheer thought, but you're going to have to get on the same page with me, or there's going to be lead flying. I'm not bullshitting you now. Anyway, this is what's going on in the world today, and I say to hell with it all. Let's go fishing and make some money. I think that if everybody wants to make about $1 billion, how about that? If you was to make $1 million, would you be still pissed off wanting to carry a gun and kill everybody? I doubt it. You'd be wanting to go party down and get you a new double wide or something like that, or a new Maserati, all that kind of crap that comes along with that. But at least we'd be saving our country from this. This is an extension of the Battle of Waterloo. People don't realize it, but that's exactly what it is. Anyway, we can see what's going on crazy here. We can talk about these things when we get our platform up and running in a short while. Looks like it's going to be with the election coming. Damn, I'd like to get it up and running. I'd like to get some of you people in there and start training you on how to create your own reality from sheer thought. You don't realize it, but you're doing it now. So if you're creating your own reality from sheer thought, you're thinking about weird shit that you're reading here and seeing on TV. Wonder why we're living in a screwed up world, because that's what we're thinking about. We changed that, and it's going to change. Let me tell you something last night. That's what I wanted to point out today. That dadgum Tory right here. I want y'all to listen in to Tory just a little bit. Let me see if I can get this mic down here so y'all can hear it real well. Just listen to my lady Tory. She's saying everything that I've been trying to tell people, and Tory's is in a position that she can teach for us. Here we go.
Tomorrow, see that I had titled that BHO Legacy.
She did this last night.
So that's still alive, but private. And in other news, Shadowgate 2 is dropping tomorrow. And I wanted to point something out specifically regarding Benghazi, because everyone's like, talk about it. I was like, no, let's see what media is going to talk about it. Because, I get a lot of this stuff from people. Well, whatever was in Shadowgate 2 wasn't new. It was like, okay, so is that why it wasn't reported? I mean, the president was talking about it. Obviously actions done, pulling contracts, investigating them was done. They all got butt hurt, so obviously, right? Something happened. So I don't see how someone would say, oh, it wasn't news. Now I'm getting the same feedback. I'm looking in the rooms from your supposed news. Your news people, the blue check marks you follow, the mainstream media, the right stream media isn't touching Benghazi. Why? The same people that were showcased in Shadowgate 1 will be showcased in Shadowgate 2 and put on a throne and exposed for all in Shadowgate 3 were involved in this Benghazi deal. How do I know? Because, well, I told you, I dealt with all the money side. So when things were being paid to the Pakistanis,
Listen to me now. If Tori, I do feel she's shooting straight now. I really do. And I've been listening to people for 45, 50 years for a living. You know, that's what I do. I create magic as well. I was in the oil business. We raise money. So you got to create a lot of magic when you're talking to people extracting $50,000 to $100,000 a pop, and you're doing it by phone and never meet them. You damn sure better be a magician to do that. But Tori has been there. She was part of it. That is amazing. Now, she did a little video here. And I want you to see how this thing starts out. I think it starts right here. Listen to a little bit, and then we're going to get into the hearing over there. Here we go.
it's going to be very important that you focus on you and what sounds right to you, because we have so many people, putting out content and narratives, and you have to think, well, hold on a second, where are you speaking from? From what point of privilege are you speaking from? Where is it coming from? How are you coming from it? Okay, you have to think about that sometimes. Think about it sometimes. There's a lot of things that I wish I could say and be more transparent with you, but unfortunately I can't, because there's no point in spoon feeding. Like Ronald Reagan said, if they can't see the light, make them feel the heat. And this is exactly what we're going through right now. We're totally feeling the heat. Again, I want to showcase a little bit of Tucker right here, who I'm really glad the president kind of mentions, but doesn't really. That's a good thing, because we need him safe, okay? Because he's not on anybody's books right now. So let's just keep him out of the. See, the people he doesn't talk
Tucker's
about.
doing a great job. Great job. Tucker's doing a great job.
Need to worry about. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Here we go. Let's listen.
For now, though, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. Happy Columbus Day. If you've been out celebrating the discovery of America, you may have missed the first round of Amy Coney Barrett's confirmation hearings. So how were the hearings? Well, we watched, in a word, we put it this way, bizarre. Bizarre for this reason. Almost none of the attacks on Barrett, and of course there are many of those, had anything to do with the job she is trying to get. The Supreme Court exists only to determine whether the laws that our politicians write are consistent with the Constitution of the United States. That's why we have a Supreme Court. It's the only reason we have it. Supreme Court justices do not make laws because they're not elected by voters. We don't let them legislate as a result. That's how democracy works. Only people who are elected get to make laws. Democrats would like to change that system. They understand that Congress is an inherently small c conservative body. Congress is never going to change the country overnight in some radical way because voters don't want radical overnight change. They never do. So if you're going to have a revolution, if you're going to remake America, you're going to have to do it from above, and you're going to have to impose it on people. And the left would like to use the Supreme Court as their instrument to do that, a kind of super Congress with lifetime tenure. Imagine power like that. There's nothing you couldn't do. So once you understand that perspective, which is very much their perspective, today's hearings made sense. Democrats spent hours talking about the 2009 Obamacare law. That was baffling at first. If you're interviewing someone for the Supreme Court, there's only one relevant question about Obamacare. Is it constitutional? That's all they consider. That's all they're supposed to consider, not how they feel about the law, not whether it comports with their personal values, not whether their party supports it. Is it constitutional? And yet that was one of the few things that Democrats didn't ask, because they're not interested in whether or not it's constitutional. What they care about is power and whether or not Amy Coney Barrett will diminish or enhance theirs. So they understand the Supreme Court purely in political terms. So not surprisingly, they conducted today's hearings like a campaign rally. Healthcare for millions of Americans is at stake, barked one finger-wagging senator from California. Another Democrat pointed to a photo of a middle-aged woman called Laura, who looked very unhappy. Without Obamacare, the senator said, Laura will be, quote, unable to afford the treatments necessary for her to survive. In other words, if Amy Coney Barrett gets this job, it's curtains for Laura.
Let's go over here and move over a little bit and see if I can find another spot. Tori did one hell of a job. I'm just telling you, I'm just very impressed with Tori. It's the Tori Show's 13 October 2020. You need to get over to YouTube and take a look at that, people. Here's what we got. I want you to get over here and look. They're starting the hearings over here in the Senate. So let's see what they're doing here now. Graham's over there talking, so let's see what we got.
Your time sure isn't what they
Oh,
sold you.
hell.
You're not alone.
Running a commercial real quick. Can you believe that? On C-SPAN. Here we go.
And here's what is important to me. Senator Blackburn and Ernst are two conservative women on this committee. It is a very give and take society called America, but there's one group in America I think has had a hard time of it, and that's conservatives of color and women conservatives. There's an effort by some in the liberal world to marginalize the contribution because you come out on a different side of an issue, particularly abortion. So this hearing to me is an opportunity to not punch through a glass ceiling, but a reinforced concrete barrier around conservative women. You're going to shatter that barrier. I have never been more proud of a nominee than I am of you. You've been candid to this body about who you are, what you believe. You've been reassuring in your disposition. And this is history being made, folks. This is the first time in American history that we've nominated a woman who's unashamedly pro-life and embraces her faith without apology. And she's going to the court. A seat at the table is waiting on you. And it will be a great signal to all young women who share your view of the world that there's a seat at the table for them. This won't be celebrated in most places. It'd be hard to find much commentary about this moment in American history. But in many of our worlds, this will be celebrated. This has been a long time coming, and we have arrived. So I want to thank President Trump for giving you the opportunity to showcase your talents. I believe that Justice Sotomayor and Kagan were incredibly qualified women of great character, disposition, and integrity, and I believe the same about you. So let's talk a little bit about yesterday, Obamacare. This hearing has been more about Obamacare than it has you. Obamacare is on the ballot. If you want socialized single-payer health care.
So, there you go. We got another day of it here, folks. Another day of this hearing bullshit. And it's all charade. Let me tell you something. The whole thing is charade, as Tori will teach you in the future. Tori is going to be one of our teachers. We're going to have a patriotism re-education course, and people are going to come take that. It has value. People will put their value into that school. However, the difference between a tuition to any other school is we're going to teach those people how to take their tuition that they give to us out of the goodness of their heart for providing this content, and we're going to show them how to give it away to people like Tori, to people like, quite frankly, Amazing Polly, Rex Bear, John B. Wells, Clyde Lewis, and the beat goes on, Spiro, Lisa Haven, all those that you hear me talk about. These people are pouring their heart out, and they're putting their own money into this deal. Let's throw them a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter on these videos they do. Sean over at SGT, Dave at X22. I mean, the list goes on of the influencers that I'm watching. I'm trying to highlight those on my channel. You'll see on my YouTube channel that this is exactly what I've been doing here lately. I have been highlighting. This one is about Tori, insight into Lisa Haven, Tori. I'm going to do them on Sean, SGT, and Clyde, everyone, so you'll get a good feel for how these influencers that I listen to how to understand them, where their heart's coming from, so you'll have a good idea when you go and you learn from them as well. And then we'll tip them a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter for the videos that have value. If we got 1 million people, a penny's 10 grand people, and that can help them along the way quite a bit. Also, if you happen to bring a question or a comment on any of the content that we put up in our classes, and you make a comment on our live broadcast, then you too will receive a penny, nickel, dime, or quarter for your content. That could be $10K for you as well, or $10. Who knows? But it's better than a stick in the eye, and it's the way that we can recirculate energy, which is the same as money, as you'll find in the future, inside of our community. It is a closed hybrid loop of recirculating energy amongst ourselves. It is a beautiful thing. It's the time is right. They can't stop us, and we're on a roll. So let's go ahead and listen to the C-SPAN gig today, and enjoy your morning. It is by choice. Go out, smile at a stranger. You never know when you're in the midst of angels. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Do it. It'll make you feel better. Remember this: once a person who has been honestly mistaken all their life learns the truth, they either cease to be mistaken or cease to be honest. I hope you've enjoyed the AM Buzz here from Ramblin' Randy, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Ramblin' Randy, we down.